Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Walmart brand Luna here, and today I got a fucking crazy story for you guys. This one comes from ninth grade year, and well, you guys seem to enjoy my ex-girlfriend stories, so today I got a pretty fucking funny one that I was really pissed off about for a long time. So, with all that being said, let's jump right into this shit.
You know that someday I'll be over the sea, making my money and smoking my weed. I think it's funny, she opened up to me.
Starting off this story, back in ninth grade year, I met this girl, and she had kind of gone to the same church as me for a long time, so I kind of knew who she was, but I never really talked to her. And, I was at a little, youth event, and, it was like the beginning of ninth grade year. It was like the first week of ninth grade year when this event was happening, and none of my guy friends were at this event. So, I just started talking to this girl, and she seemed pretty chill, so I got her snap, and we just started becoming, really good friends pretty quickly. And then I started FaceTiming her, I remember 2 weeks into our, friendship, I just FaceTimed her, 6 hours a day, every day for, 2 or 3 weeks straight, and it was pretty crazy. And, she was dating a guy around this time, and she would always just complain about him and everything. And, after me just FaceTiming her for, fucking a month and a month or a month and a half straight, which is nothing. I was like, fuck it, this isn't gonna work out. She's obviously not smart enough to break up with a dude if she's talking to me for 6 hours a day when she's dating another dude. So I was like, she's probably just not smart enough to date me. Whatever. It's not worth my time. So I just stopped texting her. Fast forward a couple months later, she asked me out. We dated for a month. It didn't work out. Long story short, after a couple months of us not talking, it was over the summertime, and we started talking again just because, I just wanted to catch up with her, see what was going on, and we just started talking, and, she wanted to hang out, so she invited me over to her house for, a family dinner with her mom, and her dad, and I had met her dad once, the first week we had dated out of, the 1 month we dated. I had met her dad. Her dad was pretty chill. He seemed like a pretty cool person, so, I thought he was pretty chill, and then I had met the mom. The mom isn't actually one of the most chill people I've ever met. She's a super chill woman. So I go over to this house. I'm super fucking nervous because, I'm going to a fucking family dinner with a good friend of mine, and I didn't want to, fuck it up one way or another, which there shouldn't have been that much stress because we were just friends, so there shouldn't have really been any stress at all. So I go to this family dinner, I'm stressing, and me and her were just planning, after we ate dinner, we were planning on going to Menchie's and just gonna bike around her area because she has a lot of little places around her house, and we figured we were just gonna bike around and just planning on biking around and kind of just enjoying the night, just kind of fucking going with the flow and just enjoying everything. And we get to this dinner table and everything's just going pretty chill. It's the first 10 minutes of conversation between me, her parents, and her are all going great. And one thing I didn't tell you about this girl, often she would get depressed out of nowhere, and that was another a red flashing light. Sometimes she would just get kind of depressed out of nowhere sometimes. And that's not necessarily a really, really bad thing, but she would get depressed sometimes out of nowhere. And we're sitting at the dinner table all eating and everything's going fine, and I'm actually having a pretty good conversation with her and her parents. And then she just starts talking about World War II and some really, really dark shit for a conversation. And long story short, that dinner table, the last 20 minutes of that dinner table discussion was really shitty, okay? It was very fucking awkward because I was over here trying to try to make the conversation more positive, but it really wasn't my fault. She just got really fucking depressed out of nowhere. So yeah, she just started bringing up really dark shit, okay? So fast forward, after the dinner table conversation ends, me and her go out. And it was 7. It was not 7 o'clock. It's probably 6:30. So it's 6:30 at night. Me and her go out, and we were planning on just going to fucking Menchie's because there was a Menchie's near her house. And I'm broke as fuck, so I wasn't gonna get anything. I just really wanted to hang out with her and catch up with her because we were I knew her on a personal level, and I would always enjoy talking to her about shit. She was just a very chill person, so I just wanted to catch up with her. And so we go bike around, and we're just having a good time, and we're just talking at Menchie's. Everything was going fucking great. We were just hanging out as friends, and well, her dad didn't think that, but yeah, we were just hanging out as friends. And fast forward, it's 8:30 at night. We were out for 3 hours, and we actually got some dope Instagram pictures. I actually posted an Instagram picture from this night. It was actually pretty lit. And fast forward an hour later. you know, it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. Me and her are like ready to go back to her house, but before we wanted to go back, we wanted to go to this park by her house and just chill there and just vape, and we just went to we were planning on going to a 7-Eleven before we were going to go to this park because there was a 7-Eleven right next to it. So we go to the 7-Eleven, she gets a Red Bull because she's feeling really fucking tired, and then we just sit there and we just vape and we just talk for like a good 25 minutes. And it's like 9:15 by now. And if you guys vape, you know, like if you're not used to vaping and you just vape out of nowhere, you're gonna get really tired after you get buzzed, and it will be harder for you to like remember things. And this girl hadn't vaped in a couple months, so you know, it's like 9:15. We're sitting at this park, and I'm like, yo, we should probably head back because I don't want your dad getting mad at me, and I don't want to get in fucking trouble with your parents. And I'm being the responsible one. She really didn't want to go home. I had to like give her a hand up and like pull her up like off like the fucking playground thing, because we were sitting on top of like one of the little playground things for like little kids. And I pull her up. I'm like, yo, we gotta go back. We finally get back to her house. It's like 9:30, and I didn't mention this, but earlier in the night her phone had fucking died. Like, that's the typical excuse every teenager says whenever they're doing anything bad at all. But we weren't doing anything bad at all. Like, I'm a good guy. We're just hanging out as friends and just talking for like a couple hours. And well, her phone had fucking died earlier in the night, because when we went to go out, her phone was up like 22%, and I didn't want to wait forever, so her phone fucking died. And well, guess what? Her dad and her mom had called her like fucking 30 times, okay? Like 30 times. They had texted her. They were like fucking freaking out, and I don't have service, so they couldn't like get my number or anything. And yeah, it was pretty fucked. So we walk into her house, and I'm like, yes, we didn't get in trouble, because like, you know, it was like the little sigh of relief, because like I felt like, you know, I was the responsible one, so I was like, yes, let's go. We didn't get any trouble for being a little bit late. Like 9:30 isn't even that fucking late either. So, you know, right as I'm like, let's go. We didn't get in any trouble from being back late. Yeah, I fucking jinxed myself. Her dad walks in the room, and this dude just starts fucking going off on you. He was like, we called you like 30 times. And she pulls out her phone, and she's like, my phone was dead. And her phone was fucking dead. So she wasn't lying by any means. Her dad's just yelling at us, like, he's like, where the fuck were you guys? We were worried about you. What the fuck were you doing? And he's just fucking going off on us. And I had no clue what park we were at, because I wasn't really paying attention to that shit. And she was on nicotine, so like I said earlier in the video, when you're coming off a buzz, it's harder for you to remember things, and it takes you a couple seconds to answer someone. So this girl took fucking 5 seconds to answer her dad. And her dad was like, where were you guys at? And I was like, we were at a park. He's like, what park? And I look over to her because I have no fucking clue what park we were at. And you know, it takes her 5 fucking seconds to answer the question because she was on nicotine, get me not. And then she finally answers him, and she was like, oh, we were at this park. After fucking 5 seconds of dead silence. Like, that's pretty sketchy. Can't even cap. If I was a father and my daughter took fucking 5 seconds to answer a question, I'd be pretty sketched out, okay? Like, I'd be pretty fucking sketched out. So, in turn, right as her dad's fucking going off on us, and it's like 5 minutes into him just fucking yelling at us for no reason. This guy has anger issues. There's no fucking reasonable reason to yell at people. But, you know, this dude, right as he's like fucking mid-yelling at us after like 10 minutes, her mom finally must have heard it from up in her room, so she signals to me. She's like, John, come up here. But her mom didn't hear like even half of how much her fucking dad had yelled at us. So her mom fucking got me to come upstairs, and then I gave her mom a hug. I'm like, thank you so much. Like, her mom was like the straight fucking savior of the day. Like, she really did save my ass here, because otherwise I would have kept getting screamed at by some crazy ass fucking dad for the next 20 minutes for no reason, because I didn't do anything with his daughter this night. I mean, it's not like he caught me in bed with his daughter. I legit did fucking nothing with her except talk to this bitch. It's just so, it pisses me off so much. So, get me not. Fast forward another 20 minutes later, I'm sitting up in her room. I get in contact with my brother. I'm like, hey, do you want to give me a ride home? If not, I can get a ride from them. And he said, yeah, I can give you a ride home, but I didn't want to be rude and make him come get me at like fucking 10:30 at night. So I fucking had to get a ride home from her in turn. And I figured her mom would take us home. And she fucking asked her dad to take us home, okay? And on the way home, she's sitting in the back of her dad's car with me, and we're both just kind of like not really cuddling, but she was like, I don't know, it wasn't really like cuddling, but it kind of was cuddling. I don't know if that makes any sense. And her dad's just giving us a fucking lecture about like looking at the street, paying attention to the road because we're gonna be driving soon. Because he damn right, this dude was fucking crazy in the head, no cap. Okay, he was just fucking giving me a lecture, and I was paying attention to him. Like my parents taught me that when an adult is talking to you, you pay attention to them and you don't pull out your phone. That's just something I fucking learned when I was a kid. So, you know, I'm paying attention, but she's sitting over here on her fucking phone texting another dude, okay? Well, she's fucking cuddling with me, okay? Like, that's some bullshit right there. So her dad's phone ends up dying when her dad's like navigating to the house, and so her dad had to use her phone to get to my house. But when she's mid texting this guy, her dad takes the phone from her to get the address to my house so we can find the rest of the way back to my house. And he sees that she's texting another dude. It was so funny though, but I didn't really care she was texting another dude just because we weren't really dating. Like I said, like we weren't dating by any means, so I didn't really give a fuck. And her dad was like, "Who is this you're texting?" And she was like, "It's just some guy I know from Tennessee." But yeah, guys, I got home. Her dad, I looked at her dad. I'm like, "Thank you for the ride home." And I was like, I like your car, because this car was pretty nice. It was like a nice little BMW. He's like, thanks. He was like, nice house. So I walked back inside, and you know, I get back inside and I walk into the kitchen and I'm like, fuck. My immediate reaction is like, fuck. Like, what the fuck just happened? And yeah, the moral of the story is, if your girlfriend has a crazy fucking dad, be 3 times more responsible than you normally are, or he's gonna fucking yell at you for no reason. But no. No, that's not the moral of the story. But yeah, guys, I hope you did enjoy this shit. You guys really, my last like ex-girlfriend story I did, you guys really enjoyed. So yeah, if you did enjoy this shit at any moment in time, make sure to slap a like on it. If you are new, make sure to comment down below. If you have any crazy ex-girlfriend stories like this, comment that down below and I might like feature you. I'm thinking about like doing like a fan story videos, because I've gotten like 2 or 3 different stories from a couple different people that watch my videos, and I might tell some of my friends or some fan stories on my channel. I'm gonna definitely do it for the video. I hope you did enjoy this shit. This shit took a lot of time to film and edit. It's gonna take a lot of time to edit. When I first started recording this a second ago, it took me like fucking 4 tries to get it right, just because I didn't want to fuck up when I was filming. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did dig the video, leave a like, sub, comment. Peace. It has been your boy Trust.